Hey everyone, Leo Bond here. I'm back again today for the Best Buy Canada plug-in blog, and this time I'm taking a look at the very cool Lenovo Jedi Challenges Augmented Reality Bundle, which is a Star Wars themed gaming set that I've been trying out for 2 to 3 weeks now, and I've been really having a lot of fun with. So what I'm going to do with this review is to split it into 2 separate videos. In the first one, we're going to take a look at the Jedi Challenges hardware, of which there are 3 main components, aside from minor connecting wires and such. And I'm going to give you a lot of detail about those components, and then later on in the second half of the review, we'll concentrate more on the actual gameplay aspect of Jedi Challenges, and we'll look at a ton of different clips of screen capture footage that I've been taking while testing out the different parts of the game. I will give you a little taste of that here in this video as well, but in part 2 I'll really get into more detail about the gameplay and show you quite a bit of what it actually looks like, so what you see when you're playing the game. And if you watch both videos, by the end you should come away with a really good sense of what this set is all about. And the only reason that I'm dividing it into 2 videos like that is because otherwise it would be a really long video, and I'm not a big fan of making super long videos, but with this set there's just so much to say and I want to get as much detail in there as possible. So starting out with the aforementioned hardware components, first up is the Mirage VR headset, which I have to say is pretty comfortable. It has adjustable straps that use Velcro to keep the adjustments secure, and it honestly fits me perfectly. It hasn't been sliding around or anything like that, even though you move an awful lot while playing this game, and I mean a lot, at least sometimes. Now, the headset does seem to be designed to fit an adult-sized head, so for kids it may move around a bit, even if you adjust it to its smallest possible size. And the only complaint that I really have about it is that, and then this is a very minor thing as well, but if you play for an extended period of time, it can get a bit uncomfortable after a while. But that's probably going to be the case with pretty much any AR or VR headset if you wear it too long. Now, basically what happens when you want to play one of the games is that you load the app into your smartphone, insert the phone into the special holding tray that fits inside the Mirage headset, and then you slide that tray into the set, and as you do, you plug in the little connecting wire, whichever one is compatible with your type of phone. And that'll make the connection between the phone and the headset. Now, as you would expect, the Jedi Challenges app is a free download, and it will work with a number of different iOS and Android-based smartphones. However, my Samsung Galaxy S5 is not on Lenovo's list of recommended devices. It actually doesn't meet the minimum requirements to make that list, at least supposedly, and yet I tried it on my phone anyway, and it's actually been working perfectly for the entire time that I've been testing this set out. So definitely an unexpected and pleasant little surprise there. And I should also mention that since the initial release of the Jedi Challenges app, there has been at least one significant software upgrade that's taken place, but we'll get more into that in the second part of the review when I discuss gameplay. Now, besides the headset, there's also a small light-up beacon that you place on the floor in front of you, and it kind of orients the emission of the images that you're seeing in front of you as you play the game. At least that's the best way that I can put it. And anyway, the beacon can be turned on to either pink or blue. There's different settings, and when you first start out, you set it to pink, and that's where I still am at the current time. I haven't tried to change over to blue yet, and I haven't been instructed to by the game, but I think I'm probably getting pretty close to that point. And anyway, this beacon is the only component of the Jedi Challenges set that requires outside batteries. It actually takes 2 AA's, whereas both the Mirage headset and the Lightsaber controller each charge up via a charging cord and a standard wall adapter. And they should both fully charge in a couple of hours. I didn't time it out exactly, but it's been roughly 2 to 3 hours each time that I've had to charge them up. Now, as for the Lightsaber controller, this is the 3rd major hardware component of the set, and it's also your main gameplay controller. In fact, the button that would ignite the lightsaber if it were real is the main button that you'll frequently use during gameplay, although there is another button higher up as well that you can use to adjust the angle of your blade while dueling, because sometimes that angle does get a little bit out of whack. Now, what's really cool about the hilt controller is its design, which is based, and I think quite faithfully, on the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber that Luke inherited in Episode 4. So the very first lightsaber that we ever saw in the original Star Wars trilogy. And this thing is extremely well done. You could easily use it as a cosplay prop if you wanted to, like if you like to dress up as Star Wars characters and stuff. It's mostly made of metal, and it has a tremendous amount of detail to it. It's very impressive. It's even got a little loop on the end there for hanging it off your belt. And actually, that's also where both the on and off switch and the charging ports are located. And honestly, this lightsaber hilt controller is a very cool item unto itself, and I definitely think that Lenovo deserves some serious props for their attention to detail. Now, one quick thing that I think you ought to know about the lightsaber controller is that you will need to calibrate it prior to use, and all that requires is for you to hold it level and to move it in a figure 8 motion while you're setting up the app and getting ready to play the game. And that step comes immediately after the lightsaber has been detected and begins communicating with your phone, which should happen automatically most times, at least after the first one. It's just a standard Bluetooth connection, so as long as your phone's Bluetooth is enabled, it should all be pretty easy. And that's all I'm going to say about the hardware components of Lenovo Jedi Challenges. I've been very impressed with everything so far. All of the components seem very well made, they're sturdy, they look cool, and they do what they're supposed to do, and very well for that matter. So far I'm very impressed with this set. And that's going to be it for part 1 of the review, but I guarantee that part 2 is where we'll really get into the serious fun of this thing. So thanks for watching part 1, and now you can go ahead and check out part 2, the gameplay, if you're interested. I'm uploading both parts at the exact same time, so I'll see you over in part 2.